Hello and welcome back to Winding Paths, where we explore unique career stories. Today with my wonderful business partner, Crystal Henrickson. Hello, Crystal.
Hey, Annika. So glad that I get to share a little bit of my own career journey today as we start off this series.
Well, Crystal, you get asked a lot about your career journey. Go figure. What are people most surprised about when they ask you about how you got where you got today?
I don't usually tell this part, so I'm going to say it for here because I think it's really fun to share what my first job was because it doesn't show up on my LinkedIn. My first job was a gas jockey at the gas station Esso. And the biggest thing I learned there, if this was a job interview, I'd say the biggest thing I learned there was teamwork and maybe kind of hijinks and things because that's really all we did there. Sorry, my former Esso employers, but yes, there were a lot of squeegee wars. But what I think people are most surprised about is that I didn't start my career going into tech. I didn't even think about tech at the beginning. I started as a makeup artist. I wanted to be a makeup artist from the time that I was a kid. I always wanted to do something creative. Actually, I guess the first entrepreneurial thing I did was I sold blue eyeshadow to all of my friends when I was 10 years old that I had crushed up using sidewalk chalk. Go figure. I've been entrepreneurial since the start. But I started university and I went to school, I started my communications degree and then kind of quit and decided that I wanted to be a makeup artist and went and did that full time for a bit before switching back and using my makeup artistry experience and talents to pay for my university degree, which then kind of launched a little bit more of the path that I'm on.
Well, that is definitely a very interesting and winding path from a gas jockey to makeup artist to career coach and many jobs in between. I guess my question is, along these winding paths that we take, there's always some decisions that we really regret. And there are some where we're like, oh, I'm so glad I did this. Did you have like two on the opposite ends that you can share?
This was an interesting question to reflect on for me. So I think the thing that I regretted the most when I think about it is I used to think that my university degree was just something to get through. I was getting through it to hit the milestone of graduating and then getting on with my life. And now, as I look back, and university was so far in the past, I think about how I could have spent that time maybe more effectively. I could have learned a lot more. I could have created much better connections while I was there. I could have done a much better job at reflecting about why I was there, not just making it an end goal to be seen. So, who knows, in the future, I might actually go back and pursue my master's and do something like that with those things in mind. That's yet to be determined. And on the flip side, I don't know if there's one specific thing that I am really glad I did, but I can look back at a pattern of things. And I have never regretted when I use my values and the things that I care about most, that align with me most, to make a decision. So, times when I have quit a job or when I have decided to shift into a new type of work or new type of environment, when I've aligned to things that I really care about the most, and when I've taken the time to actually reflect on those things, those are the things where I've said, yes, this is the right thing. This is the right thing to be doing right now.
Well, actually, on that note, talking about, reflecting and trying to figure out what is next and really taking your personal values into account for making decisions, you just made a really big decision in your personal life. And that is, moving into the countryside or wine countryside, I guess. I guess my question for you is, how did that decision, to move your personal life and to start something new and fresh impact where you're at with work?
I did just make a really big life move. You say in the wine country, and I can't help but think about that song, that "Move into the Country, Eat a Lot of Peaches." I actually sing it to myself a lot when I'm thinking about what it was that I wanted to do here and how it affects, this digital life that we have in the digital kind of coaching world that we now operate in. And I think it's actually had a really big positive impact on me. I was really scared to do it, thinking, I might not all the fear, might not retain connections with people, might not be able to find the kinds of clients that we want. Maybe nobody wants to work with me because I'm doing things on video. Those are all the, the vulnerable, like the self-doubt things that kind of like popped up. But really what I'm noticing is I'm way more aligned to the clients that we have when I'm here. I'm way more in tune with nature when I'm here, even just looking out at, yes, like all of the vineyards that are around me, just looking out at them does something different to my perspective. And I actually think having to do things like take care of like 30 different chickens and a goose named Veruca, I think those things, they actually have created a different rhythm in my life that's actually impacted my professional life. Working for ourselves, working for myself, working remotely has always posed some challenges in creating routine and kind of creating, I guess, rituals. And now I have all of these farm life baked in rituals, which has made it actually energetically easier to do the work that we do.
Well, thank you, Crystal, for sharing. It definitely sounds like a farm life is suiting you well and doing well for you in terms of your career and your personal life. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. And this was another episode of Winding Paths, where we share unique career stories of amazing women like Crystal Henrickson. We'll see you at the next one.